trusted crusader, out on the fields of the Shires. He is like a Viking invader, scouring the land to his desire. With Barney by his side, he scours a land of plenty. To discover he will find, his hair is almost trendy. The Custard Crusader, oh, oh, oh. The Custard Crusader, oh, oh, oh.
It's Friday the 6th of December, and at 7:15 this morning my brand new Garrett Vortex VX9 was delivered. Stunning packaging. Let's break the box open, have a look at what's inside and get the machine assembled. So here we have the VX9, which is the flagship of the Vortex range. Multi-dimensional, multi-frequency metal detector. 3-year warranty. Fully submersible to 16 feet. And as with all Garrett products, made in the USA. There are 3 models of the Vortex: the 5, the beginner's level machine; the 7, the intermediates machine; and the 9, which is the more professional machine. Initially, Garrett have concentrated on producing and shipping the flagship VX9. Let's move in here, read some of the spec. The professional model, full 3-tiered MD/MF target ID display, including 2 ferrous scales to help with identifying unwanted iron trash. Includes multi-salt and additional frequency choices, additional recovery speed controls, fast mode for competition hunts and high trash search areas, thin coins mode for fine tune, lower conductive coins such as hammered silver and thin gold coins. Before you dig, target ID and target depth indication, fast response, quick reaction speed to help separate adjacent targets, intuitive controls, easy access menu to modify settings, fully submersible to 16 feet, backlight LCD for night operation. And of course, as with all Garrett products, it carries that 3-year guarantee. Iron audio, iron volume control, updatable software, built-in battery. Looking good. Just before I open the box, I'd like to say a couple of quick thank yous. Firstly to all those at Garrett Metal Detectors in Texas. They ran a competition back in June when they did the initial launch of the Vortex. I was lucky enough to be one of the winners. Especially I'd like to say a big thanks to Greg King, social media director at Garrett, for his constant updates and communication regarding the prize. And secondly to Marcus and Nigel and all at Regton Metal Detectors, my local dealership in Birmingham, for shipping out once they'd got their inventory in from America. And I do believe inside here there's a couple of extras that Regtons have passed on to me as goodwill festive gift. So to all involved, thank you very much for my prizes. Okay, in we go. Right, first off we have the main body, shaft, arm cup, hand grip and control box. Additionally, Regtons have sent me the gift of these Z-Link MS3 headphones. These are not included as standard when you purchase the Vortex, so very gratefully received, Marcus. Thank you very much. Here we have the charging cable, quick start guide and the coil bolt, and also in this second bag, let me pause you a second, sorry, I needed both hands a moment to undo the seal on the bag. We have a Regton's beanie hat and also a secondary USB charging cable to charge the headphones. I think down under the baseboard will be the coil, but we'll get bits and pieces out and search down below there. Okay, as I expected, hinge that part of the box up, and there is your Vortex double D Raider coil, specifically designed for the Vortex series. Here's our components unpackaged. It looks a relative straightforward assembly. On the end of the main shaft here is where your coil attaches. 2 lugs on the coil that the bolt will pass through, and on the bolt there are 2 rubber washers that will sit just inside the bottom of the shaft between itself and the coil lugs. The cable will then coil around the stem, extend it out and plug into the port here on the back of the control box. I now have the coil attached to the end of the main shaft. Little plastic bolt here. You don't want to over tighten that. You do want to have a certain amount of flexibility and free play in your coil, and that way you won't over risk breaking lugs or snapping that plastic bolt. So next thing is to loosen these cam locks, extend the stem out to a comfortable length to suit your body, and lock it all up tight. I'm now happy with the length of the machine. That's comfortable to hold with a coil at ground level. Next thing to do is to unravel the coil cable and gently wrap it around the main stem. Now, I like to put my first curve over the top of the shaft rather than under. If you go over, you've got that much more movement in the cable when you fold your coil flat. If you go under, then that's going to put too much pressure and strain on that cable. It's going to pull. Go over the top on your first wind. With your coil cable, give yourself a nice gentle wind quite uniformly all the way down the stem. You don't want it too tight, you don't want to be pulling and stretching at that cable, but also you don't want it flopping and bagging around where it can potentially give you false signals. Once you worked your way up to the control box, align the socket plug with the cable port on the back of the control box, push that into place, and then tighten up this knurled locking screw. A quick look at the rear side of the control box. You've got two waterproof caps here should you want to use the machine fully submersible. Unscrew these caps. In this one you have your USB Type-C charging port. See if I can do this without blurring the focus. And in the right hand port you've got your socket for your 3.5mm headphone jack. Now I have the luxury of not needing wired headphones because I can pair those MS3 wireless headphones with the Vortex. So when not in use, keep those plugs good and tight. Keep it sealed up from moisture and dust. I've come out to the yard briefly. My first impressions from unboxing and assembly. Yes, it's a very well manufactured machine. It's not too heavy considering it's carrying quite a decent size coil on the end of there. Build quality is exceptional. The arm cuff is a good snug fit on my forearm, and what I do notice is that it's reasonably flexible plastic, so that's going to mould to the shape of your forearm. Considering this is Garrett's first straight shaft machine, it's very comfortable in hand. Always difficult trying to record one-handedly, but with the machine in your hand grip, all your control buttons on the box easily accessible. Nice big screen there. Yeah, I like it. The blue, well, it's certainly refreshing. I've worked with the Garrett Ace range for many years now, so I'm very used to the yellow. But the blue, yeah, I can live with that. Design wise, I think you pulled it off, Garrett. So let's get it indoors, plug in the charger, give it a couple of hours on charge, and have a cup of tea and then fire the machine up. Here we have both parts on charge. The detector itself, topping up, looks to be supplied with very little battery power in it. We'll give that time to build itself up. And on the side of the MS3 headphones. Charging lights on. All looking good. And let's have a look at this paperwork supplied. User guide for the headphones. Vortex quick start guide. Regton's of Birmingham flyer. Garrett warranty form. And if you're new to the hobby in the UK, detecting guidance and advice notes from the National Council for Metal Detecting. Top organisation, definitely worth joining as a member. I think they're currently at £8 a year. You will not be allowed on rallies or club digs without insurance, and through the NCMD I think you are covered up to £10 million public liability. Right, I'm getting the kettle on and doing a bit of reading. Well, metalheads, I think that just about wraps it up for an unboxing, assembly and quick product review video. Stay tuned to the channel for ongoing Vortex videos. I plan to do some ID numbers on commonly found UK coins, both old and modern, a few artifacts. Get to learn the settings of the machine, run through those, and eventually get it out to the field, get some detecting done, and unearth some decent finds, I hope. So, once again, thank you very much to Garrett for my prize. And if you're in the UK, remember that Regton of Birmingham, they hold the Garrett dealership here. So if you're impressed with what you see of the Vortex, give them a call or buy online. If you buy online, I'm sure there'll be a discount code from fellow YouTube detectorists that you might get a reduced price. Personally, I like to buy over the phone and talk things through. The staff there are absolutely fantastic. So get over to Regton's. Take care then. See you on the next episode.